Hi guys, it's Marina here from Tech Muse with another tutorial. Today we're going to talk about useContext. It's very handy and very useful. Okay, so without further ado, subscribe to my channel and let's go. I have a new development here. I'm on a free trial from Cloud App and let's see how it goes. So in this tutorial, I'm going to explain to you the concept of useContext methods from React and we're going to learn it from scratch. So let's go ahead to our terminal and let's just start from scratch. Let's go to our desktop and create a React application. Create React app. We call it useContext. And now we just wait for about 2 minutes. And I'm gonna go get a beer. Cheers is my favorite. Okay, so our React application is created. Let's cd into it. Use what's happening? Use context. Okay, and start our npm. I'm so excited. This useContext method is amazing. When I learned about it, my life became so much easier. So I hope, guys, what's up here? Oops, cd useContext. Okay, npm start. I was saying my life became so much easier with this method. I hope you like it. So here's our React application. Let's go to our app.js file. Open up our project first. useContext, open up. And go to our source files, app.js. So guys, here we will not render anything of the default. And I'm just gonna say this, that the purpose of the useContext is to use the data from one component in any other component. Okay, so this is a very simple explanation. So for example, in this video we will have 2 pages that will be rendered. Page with a list of clients and another page will be just a client info. Okay, so we will use our useContext method to create data about clients in one single component and then use the useContext method to render this data in any other components we want. Not just to access the data, but we can also change it and update it. So it's pretty cool. Let's start. So here, as I said, we will be rendering these 2 components. Let's just quickly install the React router DOM, okay? And while it's installing, we are going to import here our browser router as a router, and what else? Our routes from this package React router DOM. And then here we will use this router tag to wrap all our divs inside it. The reason why we do it is that we can reroute our users to different components. So our list of clients will be at the home route, okay? And our client info will be at dash client route. So here we will be rendering eventually a component clients list like this. And here we will be rendering our client info component. Okay, so let's just import them in advance here. Clients list from clients list and our client info from client info. Okay, so now let's create these 2 components. We go to our source folder, create clients list.jsx. Here we will do the standard import React from React, function clients list that will return a div that will say list of clients, and we will export it as default clients list. Let's copy everything and create another component that will be called client info.jsx. Okay, client list, client info, client info. Okay, let's just see how it looks like. List of clients, and at this route we have client info. Let's just not render this list here. So to avoid a rendering, we should specify that this is an exact component. Okay, so now let's create our context of clients where we will have our client's data, and then we can use this context in both our client list and our client info. So we create a new file. We will call it clients context. Okay, .jsx. And here basically we do the same. Actually, we don't do the same because from React we will export two things here. We will export the context and we will export the provider. You will understand it now, how it works all together. So first of all, we export our constant that we will call client context, and it will be using a method from React that is called create context. Okay, and if you let it automatically complete, it will also automatically import. And here we will export something that we will call clients provider. That will be a function that will take some properties and it will return something like this. Look, it will take clients context as a tag, and we specify dot provider, and inside this tag we will pass these properties to any children components that will later here I forgot const, to any children components that will later use this context. So in order for us to use the data that we will create here, we need to wrap our other components that will eventually have access to the data inside this tag that is called client provider. It should be in a tag because it's not a default, it should be in the curly braces because it's not a default export, okay, from client's context. So now we can wrap our components inside this client's provider tag. So let's wrap it up. And now we can use this client context inside these two components. Let's create some data first. So we go to our client context and the data will be created here. And for this, we're gonna import also the useState methods from React to track the state of our data. So let's create a constant with some client information and provide a function setClients that will be using the useState method, and it will be an array, okay, of objects, and each object is an information about an individual client. So we will have, for example, an ID, we will have a name, and we will have a website, and maybe an email. Now let's just hard type this information. Just for the purpose of this tutorial, this will be client1, client1.com, and client@1.com. Okay, I will copy this object a couple more times So we will have 3 clients: client 2, client 2, client 2, client 2, client 3, client 3, 3, and 3. Okay, so now we can pass these clients and set clients data to our children components through the keyword value. So we pass the value of this data, and this data is an array of clients and set clients function. So it will be an array where we'll have clients and set clients. Okay, so now we are ready to use this information in our other components. Let's go to clients list, and here we want just to render the names of the clients. So let's import this method, useContext from React, and we will also import the client's context again in the curly braces because it's not a default export from client's context. So here, look how we use this useContext methods. We just specify, similar to useState, a constant that will have some data like clients and set clients function, and it will be using the useContext method, specifically the client's context. Okay, so just here we should not have an equal sign. Just practice and get familiar with the syntax. Once you have a good practice with this method, I promise you will enjoy so much using it. So now that we have access to this client's information from our client's context, we can render it here. So we can specify, we can map through the clients because it's essentially an array. So client.map, and for every client, we can then return a div. What's up here? A div that will have, for example, an h1 of client name. Yeah. So client.name. Let's save and see how it looks. Let's go back to the root route, and we have the client name rendering here from our client's context. Is enough for now. So now let's do like this. That when you click on the h1, you go to the client info. Okay, for this we will use this link method from React router DOM, and we can wrap this div inside this link. So now when we click here, this link should take us to /client. Okay. And in our client info, we can, in the same way, we can use the client context to render all the rest of the data about our clients. So let's import client's context from client's context and import the useContext from React. Here we will create a new constant that will have clients and set clients with a small l, and it will be using the context of client's context. And so here we can also map through these clients, and for every client we can return a div that will have an h1 of client.name, then it will have a p of client.website, then it will have another paragraph of client.email. Okay. So let's see how it looks. So in the client's info, we have all other information about the client. So you can see that in two different components, we are using the same data from one client's context. It's pretty cool. But we can also use the set clients function anywhere we want to change this client's data. So for example, let's say when we click on, let's add a button here, okay? And the button will say, I don't know, it will just be a button that on click will activate the handle click function. And this handle click function will take an event and it will prevent the default event behavior. And then here we can call the set clients function to change this client's data. So here we have an access to our previous clients. And this is so cool. It will return an array of objects, right? But first it will return all the previous clients. And only after that it will return a new object, a new client, where we'll have an ID of 4, a name of client 4, then we'll have a website of client4.com and an email of client@4.com. So now when we click this button, we will have a new client object that will be updated in our client's context and will pass information to also to the client's list. So you see, if we click the button, we have a new client here. It's pretty cool, no? And that's it for today. I hope you understood and my explanation was easy enough. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. I am very, very interactive and I will reply to everyone. Okay guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye!